Okay, so can I sign on with my mini?
You do, there's going to be feedback.
Silence the meeting. If you leave the audio, then yes, and this will pick up your audio. If you don't join the audio, I can show you what I mean there.
Okay.
How you doing, Fred?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
Great, and you're hearing us. Love it.
Yeah, you don't look
Yeah.
too clear.
Oh no, neither do you.
I look pretty good on my end.
Oh, we look
Say you look
Oh,
good
there
at
you
this.
go.
Yes.
You don't need me in there.
now.
No.
Okay.
You don't need me in there.
All right. Well, we got those folks over there. How should we-
It's like a vast opening with empty
Wilderness.
space, a wilderness. That's wilderness.
Yeah, I remember
But
that.
it's
We
fun.
probably need everybody to come this direction.
Yeah, maybe if folks who are meeting sit behind Jada there, and Jada, if you swing over here, then your back won't be to them.
I don't want nobody looking in the back of my head,
So
you
if
know.
you
That's
swing on this side,
All right, I'm swinging.
swing.
Just a swing.
Do we let Greg in?
I mean,
Fine.
like people who are part of the board sit back here.
People who are visiting, I think, sit there, and the board sits here.
Okay.
Jada's gonna come up here.
Oh, okay, here I come.
Here she
Here I
comes,
come, here I come.
just walking down the street.
We are
You
giving
don't
thank you
come in
cards.
person.
Hey, Greg,
Gotta clean up, yeah, he's gonna give a
long
presentation.
time no see.
You get around, my friend.
Yes, yes, I do.
Greg, hi. It's been such a long time. I just want to introduce myself. I don't even know if that's you.
It is me. It is
All
me.
right. We did a cleanup this weekend and I thought of you.
You did. I know. I've done some good cleaning around the Savo house.
Yeah, you did.
I did some heavy lifting.
I know. Well, something like that happened this weekend too. We'll
Did
show
you have a
you.
good turnout for it?
Turnout, well, we want to thank Mother Nature for keeping the record at bay.
Right.
So that's what we were all worried about.
Was it
And-
cleanup outside?
Yeah, outdoor cleanup, yeah. And, he's the one who,
Yes, I was.
Is this part of the meeting? Paul?
Not yet. So let's,
Why don't we talk about that during the
Yeah.
meeting?
it's already on the screen.
yeah.
That's a good idea. Let's meatify.
One looked like some sort of
You sent
fashion
pictures.
high school
Yeah, I sent them to
monster wrapped in some
Oh my
metal
God.
foil and tossed it over.
We only have 4 board members here.
So did you have?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
we
it's
got a
live.
quorum.
My ace Taylor and I were driving that all around.
See, is there anybody else in the, there we go.
It was
Admit
wonderful
all.
to have done.
Admit.
Guess I have to use my phone,
For what?
Wi-Fi.
Yes, I'm using my phone.
Is that what you do?
And you want their device for,
Oh, look at all these board members online.
Uh-huh. Wait a minute, Jim, where's Jim? He said, yeah. Jim's not here?
Gonna be
Oh.
late, he said.
Okay.
Not yet.
I think Kathy's going to be running late too.
I'm in some good company online here with Bob and Fred. I feel like I'm just sitting in the middle of wisdom.
Graduated to the senior class. You're
The
almost
senior-
an alum.
I felt like since I finally ponied up and got lifetime membership.
Yeah,
Yeah, that puts me in the senior class.
that's right. Absolutely. You're a VIP.
It's very small, a very small number here. I feel like it's
Elite.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Good. Hi,
Who's-
Greg.
who is that talking to us?
It's Angela
We
Santinello.
can't see you.
Oh, Angela.
Can you not see me at all?
No, I see.
No, we can hear you, but we can't see you.
I see Ronnie. Ronnie has it
Data.
interestingly just focused on him.
It's probably because it wasn't focused in on me talking. Can you see me now?
No,
Huh.
Oh.
do you see a photo of me or do you see my
this is a
actual?
live
picture?
image of you.
Yeah. You and Jada.
Data behind you.
Oh, there we go. There's
Paul.
Angela. Angela, I'm going to describe you. You have a pink top on, some glasses.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Okay,
me.
that's you.
All right, want to call it to order?
Yes, guys, it is 7:05 and time for the 7 o'clock Ward 3 Neighborhood Association meeting. So we're gonna do some really quick introductions. I want to make sure we got quorum. Can all the board members just say, introduce yourselves right quickly?
Bob Reckman,
Greg Kerstetter.
Brett Zimnock, Ward 3.
And then there's
And Ronnie Gold.
Joella Jada Tarbutton-Springfield,
Stacy Dakey.
Stacy Dick, yes,
Kathy Service.
Kathy Service.
Angela Santamella.
Bring your shirt on up.
And so we are going to, this meeting is being recorded as the treasurer and tech person sort of for the team. We are recording this meeting and it then goes as our minutes. So, please be aware of that.
Okay, we're very aware of it. Okay.
watch your language.
Please. All right, right now, what I'll do, I have it on the table if someone would like to do it. A reading of the Ward 3 Neighborhood Association norms. Thank you.
Okay, Ward 3 Neighborhood Association forums. In order to begin and end on time, we will have a clear agenda for our meetings and stay on topic. We will attempt to discuss topics of relevance to everyone and reserve topics with a narrow focus for subcommittees or another time. We will show respect for each other by allowing one person to speak at a time and avoid side conversations and interrupting others. If we have an elephant to discuss, sensitive issue, we will attempt to provide advance notice or allot enough time in the agenda to address it effectively. We will invoke the parking lot rule for topics that become too big and need to be tackled at a later time or by a subcommittee. We will show respect and courtesy by listening to others, choosing our words carefully, and trusting that all present come with good intentions. As a result, at times we will disagree. We will agree to disagree. We recognize fostering a positive group dynamic is vital to sustaining our group. We understand that well-timed humor can be an effective way to ease tension or fears and refocus.
All righty, thank you very much. Okay, thank you. We have any public comments? We have some public people here, Claudia, and we have some people, I'm sorry, what we'll do is we'll also ask if people online if there's any comments that you would like to make. Well, I have one. Maybe that's under announcement. I'll let that go. Someone is going to speak, but there was a DNA cleanup downtown this Saturday, so I want to reciprocate and go help there.
What time?
Oh, well, the person's not here to say it. It's going to be in the mornings. I'll let you know on that. Who said that? Fred about?
Bob was one.
Okay. Someone's supposed to speak. We had one cancellation on one of our speakers. They were going to speak, so that's why I wanted to bring it up. But I'll get that information to you. And there, we got Emily. Emily's coming in. She's the VP. Hey, VP.
Got a
Once-
super quorum now.
We do. We have more in the corner. Yes. We understand these things.
I was gardening.
I know. That's why we missed you on Saturday. You were gardening. Okay. Right now, we had scheduled.
I know.
Hello. Hi, everybody. We had scheduled 2 people for tonight, and one had a little bit of a family, I don't know, emergency family issue, so they couldn't make it. So we'll definitely put Jillian on the June schedule. But never fail, we have a famous person in here who would like to speak and speak on her candidate. And just so you know, guys, so we all know it, we give you 5 minutes. I put some little instructions there.
Okay.
And if you have stuff for people to sign, please after the meeting, if you don't mind. So please come.
Sure. Should I sit right here?
Yeah, why don't you
Sit
come
right
on
there,
in
stand up.
Come on.
Okay, I can see.
or stand, however you wish.
Well, can somebody type?
I'm gonna talk. Do you got it? No, you do it. You do it.
Could you just tell me like when I have a minute left?
Yes. We'll do like this. How about that?
Okay, that's great.
That'd be helpful.
Dana,
Everybody,
you make sure the candidate understands that all is going to happen is she's going to talk. We're not going to ask any questions. We'll have a whole nother event where
Okay.
we can hear and in detail from a number of candidates at the same time. But all we want to hear today from her is why she wants the new job.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Fair
She
enough.
was one time before and heard that, but I will read that to you. The Ward 3 Neighborhood Association welcomes any and all candidates to announce their intention to run for elected office at our monthly board meetings. Time for such announcement will be set aside for public comment. Candidates will be allowed up to 5 minutes of time to make a statement. Time for questions and answers will not be allowed during or after the candidate's announcement, as the Ward 3 will work to organize an opportunity for such discourse prior to the election in November. Candidates will be allowed one opportunity to make an announcement prior to the election. And as a courtesy, we ask that candidates for elected office, and she did inform us of their intention to make an announcement prior to the meeting. So that's usually our rule. So I have them hanging out here on the tables, but I just wanted, thank you for reminding me, Bob.
Thanks, everybody. So my name is Laurie Loisel, and well, first I wanted to say I love this neighborhood association, and that I have been to some of the candidate forums that you do, like one at Bridge Street School outside, and people went from person to person, and it was just a really good
I was there.
opportunity to meet candidates. And since the newspaper is not doing it so much anymore, I think it's really great that neighborhood groups are doing, allowing people to meet the candidates. So I'll just say a little bit about why I'm running. I've lived in Northampton for 42 years, and most of that time it was in Ward 3. And I'm running because I love Northampton, and I feel like I want to offer my skills. Today I handed in my paper, so I won't be asking for any signatures. I worked for 29 years as a reporter and editor at the Daily Hampshire Gazette, and a lot of that time I covered Northampton, and I covered the city council, and I covered the mayor's office, so I have an understanding of how the city works, and I know how to get things done, and I don't know how to get something done. I know how to find out how to get something done.
Right.
And for 10 years, past 10 years, I've worked for the Northwestern DA's office as director of communication and doing a lot of substance use prevention, opioid prevention, and, communication. I raised my kids in Northampton. Why I decided to run, I'm actually retiring, and so I have time. I don't know how anybody does this when they're working full time. But anyway, so I feel like I have time. I just really, when Trump was elected the second time, I thought I really want to figure out what I'm going to do around that. The last time I got very involved in sanctuary. And this time it seemed like all the things that were happening were so diffuse and, touching everything. And I thought, I think maybe I just want to get involved in local government and try to help make our local government as strong as it can possibly be, because who knows what's going to happen coming from the federal government. As I said, I maybe I didn't say this, but I like to solve problems. I wanted to have, you said we're not supposed to say bad words, but I wanted to have my slogan for my campaign be get shit done, but it's not very polite to say that, but I do like to get things done. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to run as well. And I think that over the years, I've seen city councilors who can work with constituents to figure out how to get a stop sign at the end of the street or a dead end sign. We had a city councilor who helped us. I live on a dead end street, get a dead end sign. So, I feel like I feel open to helping constituents with that kind of thing. I also, support affordable housing, functioning schools, and run emergency services and public works. I really support the public libraries, Forbes and Lilly, and the rec department and the senior center. And the other thing is that I think one of the things I can tell you is that when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. And I don't make promises I can't keep. So I think that's all I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Thank you for this opportunity.
Of course. Well, as I said, one person is now, Julian will be on the June, schedule. So at this time, general announcements of events and happenings.
That's.
With a little later.
Business.
Anything going on around town?
Well, I do know that there's, oh, is that for anybody?
No, you're welcome, please.
There's a cleanup in the, Montview Trails this Saturday. It was supposed to be last Saturday. But because of the rain, they postponed it to this coming Saturday from 10 to 2, I think it is.
Can you rain?
Well, I
But
know.
there
Because I did a
Oh,
rain
it was
thing.
a, it was you, okay. I was very, it was very pleasant surprise. I don't know what else there.
That's the trail behind Hutchins?
Yeah,
Oh,
Okay.
Fred has his hand raised.
I bet.
Could you repeat that? We didn't hear it. You said something about Mount View Trails? Is this the cleanup?
yes.
What time?
I'm pretty sure it's 10 to 2.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have a couple of announcements from Bridge Street School that I was going to share. First, on Thursday, this Thursday at 7 o'clock. This Thursday at 7 o'clock on Zoom. The link is going to be on the Bridge Street PTO's website. They're having a informational session for those interested in volunteering at the Bridge Street School Community Better World Picnic.
Oh,
They have their annual Better World Picnic, which is not this Thursday. The information session is this Thursday. And so please check out the Bridge Street School website for that, and we'll send it out also to our listserv if I can remember to do that.
can I just say, I go to that every year and I do, I have a little booth called Hair Today, Hair Tomorrow.
Mhm.
And I usually braid all the people's hair. Sometimes there's some donations to clips and combs, but it's been really great. So kids see me and they go, "It's Texas hair braid." So, yes.
And so you can go to bsspto.org to get that link for the meeting at 7 p.m. And then the other one, it's down the line, but they're looking for folks to volunteer at Trans Performance. Trans Performance is a concert and it's an important fundraiser that supports the arts. Bridge Street Schools.
It
And
is
so
that.
I'm just reading, yeah, and we need volunteers to work for the snack bar, which will help raise money for our PTO. So if you're interested in, it's August 19th from 4:30 to 9:30 in Florence. And they're looking for volunteers
It's really fun.
for the snack bar.
For a long time.
Trying to start up with the Arts Council.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's a great.
All right.
Fun being your house.
The only other announcement that I can think of is on the third Monday of each month. It's the Northampton Housing Authority board meeting, Board of Commissioners meeting, and that's at 5:30. And usually, sometimes it's on the website, but sometimes if you go through city council.
Jada, is that meeting third Monday in the month, right? That's
Yes.
on that calendar. Is that meeting still going on?
Yes. Yes. So, we can send that out, but if you go on the City of Northampton website and go, it's a bit of a search, but you can have the link. Sometimes they have it on the website, but if we could get people in Ward 3. And, one of the things on my agenda is to try to, get the interim director to come in to our meeting as of an introduction, but up until then, can sort of meet him there. But they've suspended public comments, so we won't be able to ask them questions or anything, but if you could just please come and join us. Yes, Kathy?
I have an announcement that, we finally got our certificate from the Mass Council on Aging because they're sort of the certifying body that Northampton is now a dementia-friendly city. So that.
All right.
I've been doing
Thanks
a
to
lot of
you.
work around that. So it's been actually going through right now for the senior center and doing dementia friends and doing dementia education at all the senior departments. And I've done it. I've come here. South House is good. I'm welcome to come again. So, but if we're trying to make Northampton friendly, continuing on, not just to get the certificate, but make it continuous.
It's great. Well, that's, one more last announcement. It's past, but, I'll talk about it. I was one, probably of the, one who was chosen and gifted to go to a conference from the AWRA, which is the Association for Water, Resources Association. So I was gifted to a week, conference in, Anchorage, Alaska. And I was noted for my community organizing achievement. In some places you wouldn't know that, but it was quite an honor, guys, and Alaska has changed me. So I'm still kind of, what is that, jet lag, and just, it was amazing with all these researchers and engineers and hydro, whoever they are. And so they wanted to know how they can reach people because they're interested in helping people, but there's a little disconnect. Those got the knowledge here, don't know how to communicate. So they were like, they won't come to us. I said, well, go to them. So it was a wonderful thing. I did 2 presentations, so I was very, very proud. And that's also part of the Municipal Vulnerability Preparedness 2.0. So I was very pleased to be gifted to go there. So someone came in. Jim, we're recognizing Jim. Thank you. You have any announcements? We're in the announcement section.
Oh, sure. Let's see, 2 things. There's a cleanup on Saturday that's being sponsored by, the group is called Back to Paradise. Kevin McAllister, who's part of the DNA. I'll come up with the information by the end of the meeting. And that's going to be on Saturday morning. I'm guessing it starts like around 9 o'clock. It's going to be, feature cleaning up and painting on the alley. One of the central places is the alleyway that runs behind, what's the pizza place? It used to be the pizza place.
Bruno's, what? Which one? The Minos? Mimo. Oh, I missed the pizza. Yeah.
Anyway, there's going to be a cleanup on Saturday. That's going on. And then it's also Bike to Work Week. So folks are encouraged to, it's Bike Northampton. There's going to be a breakfast tomorrow morning. There's also an event that's going on as part of it on Friday evening at 5 o'clock over at Northampton Bicycle. They're having like a happy hour because Northampton Bicycle has the old Hugo's bar and permit. And so that'll all be part of the bike to encourage people biking in Northampton.
Great. Great. So guys, Saturday looks like it's a cleanup day. Saturday, we got 2 events. One was Mountain View Trails, and that starts at 10. And there was an announcement earlier with, and then Back to Paradise. So guys, Saturday, let's get busy. Okay, and next, moving along the line, we're all actually doing well with our schedule, but so we will have the treasurer's report, and that comes from the greatest, also known as Ronnie Gold.
Here's the treasurer's report. It should say, why does it not say for, I just did it. Oh, I did it on my phone, which doesn't have great internet. Okay, so this was, we have, the keyboard's not working. So we have the same, our balance is now $9.99 less than this $539.91. Because $9.99 came out of our Northampton checking. Our savings increased maybe by a penny. Nothing new in PayPal or any new deposits. And so that is our balance, basically $530 or $529.92. It should have updated it. The Wi-Fi is not great on my phone right now.
We accept the treasurer's report.
Yes, I want to accept that, but I do have something I wanted to talk to you about. I did make some, if it doesn't accept it, that's fine, but I did make some signs and laminated them about the norms and about the times to come to these meetings. So, I mean,
Yeah,
You know.
so if you,
When I didn't
give
bring my
me,
purse.
email me the receipts,
I didn't make
or
this
email
one.
me whatever the balance, what the bill was on that, and we
Okay.
can,
And that'll be for June. So I second, to put this for a vote for the May.
Yep.
Treasurer's report to accept it.
Third.
Third. So all those in favor, raise your hands. All right, any abstention?
question,
And I just would like to make a motion that Jada get reimbursed,
yep,
for, those,
yeah,
posters there.
I second that.
yep.
All right, I'll give you. the-
All in favor for,
Receipt, though.
Aye,
I have-
Aye.
aye.
okay,
All right, guys, thank you, Jim.
great.
Note here. All right. Okay, now this, I want to ask some questions about the meeting record. Approve the recording of the March 11 meeting. Okay, it's March.
15.
So what happened in April? We hadn't gotten there yet?
Did I write the wrong thing on the
This
agenda?
says April 15th.
Okay, I have meeting for March 15th. Okay. Well, okay, I understand that. Mike, I have a question because I had to go out of town. That's one of the reasons I wanted to mention it. When I looked over the notes and it was so fast that it was out, I saw a lot of stuff and I was wondering, because I was like, because in my mind I kept saying, is our secretary going to go through these and make sure? Because it was phonetically, so I didn't get a chance to go through it. And I love going through those things. So that's one of the reasons why I'm going to abstain in this voting, because I didn't get a chance to go through it. I was really busy. But I wish we could take in some consideration, maybe one or two people we could look it over. Or did anyone? Because the way it was a little out there.
Or what about this? How do folks feel about not having the written transcript? Because then we have
Video.
the video and we're using the transcriber to give us a paper version of the meeting.
I think
So-
if we have the video, there's really no need to.
Yeah.
As long as, like, for
Emily and the
people-
Jim, yeah.
as long as those who cannot, who are hearing impaired,
Well, they're doing the transcript online as well.
Yeah.
The video,
Well-
there's a video.
The video should have closed captioning, yes.
Oh,
I think that our policy should be that the video recordings of our meetings are considered the minutes of the meeting.
with closed.
With closed captioning, they're adding
With
in.
closed captioning.
No, only the video stuff.
No, we've got to have the captions.
Yeah.
It is saying the captions aren't right.
The captions aren't right.
I believe what Jada was saying,
It was a
the written transcript was not correct.
Yeah, they do have errors.
Yeah, so I'm saying I think it's fine to put the captions in, but the minutes themselves should be the video recording.
Yeah, that's why I was like.
Yes.
The video recordings, if I go to a video recording of the meeting, I can turn captions on.
Right, fine. That's fine if you want to do that.
Yeah,
All I'm saying is that that's not necessarily the minutes. Should be the video itself, which are our minutes, because we know that's exactly what happened. And if the captioning thing doesn't work perfectly, then we aren't compromised. So I'm saying it's the video itself that should be the official minutes of our meetings.
And we have a hand in the room with Kathy and then over to Greg.
All right.
I would like to make a suggestion that we ask our council on disability, to what is preferable to have as far as this, for making sure it's all accessible. Because there's a lot of things around accessibility, font size, blah, 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 color background, all that stuff has to do with accessibility. So they would have the information that we need to know to make it possible.
Do you have a connection there, Kathy, can I
I
ask?
could probably ask,
I have one, Amy.
Okay, so did you guys hear that one? That we'll ask the council, that, adding in the motion, can we say like, we'll ask the council for accessibility,
yeah, that disability, I think. that's-
Disability. just to know, make sure that we're
Yeah.
meeting everybody's needs?
Right.
I disagree. I think I welcome any assistance they can give us, but making the minutes more accessible to everybody. I think the question should simply what are the official minutes of our meeting? And my proposal is that it be solely the video recording.
Well, don't
With all
forget,
this, we can do whatever else we want.
Okay, hold on. Greg had a hand up just, and then we'll turn the mic. Yeah.
well, don't
Yeah, I just
forget, I
had
mean, even the video recording, if you listen to it, some of it is not, really, audible, and there's mistakes in the recording for that.
I understand that, but my
Yeah,
motion
yeah.
stands.
Okay, guys, we just, yeah, Greg,
Go ahead.
hand up. Greg?
Yeah, I just, I guess my question is along the line of Kathy Service's concern. And is it, would the video be as accessible online as the minutes were?
Posted on online, yes.
Okay, just as easy to get
It should be
to.
right there.
Okay, all right.
You want to see the video of our meeting? You can see just this.
Then that allays my concern.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, may I make a suggestion? May I make that we table this for further discussion? Because I'm seeing both sides. I would want to get, check it out with, this building commission.
Yeah.
And, but I do think about that. I'm just saying for myself, it is very helpful when I get a second part. I love reading and audio together for clarity. And, I would like to think about it a little bit more if that's
No, so
possible.
I would object to tabling my motion. You
Yeah,
can
I
have
would-
a
I
vote
would-
on that, but
I would say to Jada that you certainly can vote no, but we have a motion and we should vote on it.
Okay, sure.
All right,
guys.
so-
State the motion.
So restate the motion, Bob, and then we'll,
that the official minutes of all of our board meetings will be solely the video version of this Google call.
And we can always add to this next meeting.
Yeah.
Right? If Kathy comes back with interesting information, we can just add to this knowledge.
all right.
Let's all those in favor?
We need a second.
Aye.
Yeah, did we get a second?
Would you
I
run it?
second Bob's motion.
Greg seconded the motion.
Yes, so all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, 1, 2,
Free online.
3,
Okay, 3 online.
and
All
Jim is
those,
4.
you got a hand up or no?
Yeah, that was the yay.
Okay, that was yeah, all right. So, what about those who oppose this? Okay, there's 4. What
All right,
about
Five.
any?
Hold it. What do we got? 1, 2, those either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The
Okay.
motion does not carry. You've been shot down, Bob.
Oh, no, gee.
Wow. I think that might be a first in Ward 3 history.
All right, but can we add it to new business at the next meeting?
Yeah, it sounds like there's questions.
Thank you. I said, let's table it and
All
Bob
right.
said, oh, no, you want this thing, so.
Fair enough.
Fair, all right. That was fun. That was entertaining. Well,
So, hey, Ronnie, how are
Yeah.
we going to find this in our minutes now? How do we know what the vote was?
so for what it's worth, that's sort of why I voted no, Greg, is because knowing if we have things like this to vote on, we would want to have minutes that say even the item and what the vote was, right? And so
Yeah.
someone type that in of some sorts and, right, like you have like a summary minute thing. I know like school committees doing things like that. We are clearly not as big a deal as they are, but just I'm thinking they have the video and they have the paper minutes. All that being said, let's figure this. The video will be up on the website for this meeting.
Yeah.
We will discuss this at the next meeting.
Can we, just so we know, Ronnie, would you, or Jada, just, who were the 5 who said no votes and who were the 4 yeses? Just so we know.
Yep. 4 yeses were Reckman, Fred, Greg, and Jim. The no's were Jada, Ronnie, Stacy, Kathy, Angela,
And
and we have one
abstentions?
abstention was Emily.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. So now we're
Moving
on.
right along, we have a truly, what is it? I feel like Ed, what is his name? We have a really good show. We have a really great person who has agreed to be our guest speaker. He is the director of the 3 County Fairgrounds.
Can I have a point of order? What did we do about the actual meetings for 4:15? Because that sort of changed. So we haven't actually addressed
The
that
minutes
part of the minute.
Of the April.
I will vote no on those
So-
because.
So maybe we'll table that vote as well. Move
Yeah,
that,
no, we
maybe put both minutes on the next meeting.
So we make a motion to.
Motion to move the approval of April 15th minutes to our next meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, anyone opposed?
Any abstentions?
Me.
2 abstentions?
Okay.
Okay. We have Jim and Emily abstaining. All right. So now we can turn it over.
Yeah, we turn over. Our name is Taylor Haas is the director of the Three County Fairgrounds. And Taylor, way to go. Tell us who you are and what's going on with you and the fairgrounds.
And I'm sorry, Taylor, just to share with you, we are now in the Salvo House right now, and we have some board members on the screen. We have board members in the room, as well as guests from the community, and Salvo House are here as well. We have a room about like 15 folks. What you're seeing on the screen are the board members right now.
Wonderful. It's nice to meet you all. Thanks for inviting me.
Thanks for coming.
Welcome.
So I'm Taylor Haas. I'm the executive director at the fairgrounds. I just started last year in June, so it's been just about a year now. My goal was to survive my first fair with the Three County Fair, and we did that. And we had a really great attendance last year. Part of what really attracted me to the role at the fairgrounds is I have a background in horses. So by default, I really love farming and cows and chickens and just everything that kind of is what a fair encompasses. And in learning the fair and what it means to the community, I feel that I have this responsibility now to not only sustain the fair and what it means to Northampton, but I also feel that I have a responsibility to introduce new members of our community to everything that is the spirit of the fair. So whether that's agriculture or just being a part of the fair by coming to the fair or entering your best tomato from your garden in the exhibition hall, or really just, loving that it's in your backyard, really. It's just a really special place. And I know that it's existed for now almost 208 years. So it's seen a lot of changes between horse racing and now this kind of new era of the fairgrounds. So I just, like I said, I feel like I have a responsibility to not only uphold the tradition that the Three County Fair has, but really what a fair means to the community. So I'm really excited to be here. My office is obviously down on Fair Street, and you are all welcome to stop in at any time or come visit and if you ever have any questions.
They don't have any horse racing there anymore?
Oh,
They don't have horse racing at the Three County Fair?
One of our guests, I don't know if you heard, was asking if there's horse racing at the,
To be there. Do they stop horse racing at the Three County Fair?
They did. It ended, I think, in about 2005 or 2006. I could be wrong. It could be 2001. I might have that backwards. But it's been a good 20 years-ish that we haven't had horse racing. And I know that was a golden era for the fairgrounds, but sorry to say it won't ever be coming back. So I'm hoping to kind of usher in this new era of the fairgrounds where we can evolve the fair. It's really your backyard fair. It's our community's backyard fair. And I want to make it, somewhat of a tradition and something that everyone looks forward to every year.
and we have Bob.
Can you give us an overall sense of where the revenue for Three County Fair comes from? I assume part of it comes from the fair. I assume part of it comes from renting storage spaces in those big barns in the winter. Some of it comes from horse shows. So just roughly how much comes from which source?
Sure. I don't know if I could give a sense of percentages of where the revenue comes from, but a majority of it is the fair itself. And in running a fair, I've learned, it's also very expensive to run a fair. So hence the nonprofit. But we do earn revenue from winter storage, the horse shows that come to the fairgrounds. And then we rent to All Sport in the winter, which is really an integral part of the Northampton and surrounding communities. Getting kids to stay active through the winter. So primarily just rentals for different events. And then we have our fair, and I would say the fair is, maybe almost 75% of our revenue.
It's a big, important piece of your revenue stream.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was asking for. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Yeah, Jada.
If I can recognize myself, yes, but I just wanted to say, on and off, I've been in this area 20 years, and I don't think I've ever been to the fairgrounds. I know guys, I know hot. I have not. I remember wanting to go and wanting to know what it was about. And you have to remember, I come from Texas. You don't always go to places that you don't know about. So please forgive me for that. I also think and thought, because I used to, do some work with one of the alternative schools here in Northampton, and for the summer we're trying to figure out stuff, but it looked like there was an expense that was a little on the steep. So I'm wondering for folks, you're in a public housing facility now, half of us. There may be people who cannot afford the fee. Do you offer a scholarship, a stipend? Because you don't want me to go by another year and not go to the fairgrounds. And I'm just wondering for people who, I don't know what the fee is.
You have a food drive, don't you, for tickets?
We do have a food drive. And actually, we haven't ever done scholarships to the fair. We offer scholarships for students, for school expenses. But I would definitely love to entertain a scholarship program to offer community members entrance to the fair. When I moved to Northampton about 6 years ago, I've had 2 small children. Going to a fair was a big expense for me at that time. And the fairgrounds offers free parking. And we also offer free tickets to children 11 and under. And then a general admission ticket is $15. So I do believe that we really try to offer a lot to the community through, a lower entrance to barrier to entrance for families that, maybe can't foot the bill to, things like the biggie, that's a huge expense, that's buying tickets for children, for adults, you're paying for parking. It's almost, that's crazy money, I think. So yeah, long story short, I would love to set up a scholarship program to offer community members, either a comp ticket to the fair just to have, more people experience the fairgrounds as well. But there's a lot to offer there. Once you're in there, yes, we do have food trucks, but there's a lot of entertainment that is free. We have a baby barnyard in the fair, which is like a petting zoo. There's no cost for anyone to go in. And we have a lot of other free entertainment on the fairgrounds as well. There's live music. We have racing pigs to watch. There's this thing called the Wall of Death where the motorcycles go around like on a wall, pretty much. It's crazy. So there's a lot to offer, and I feel like not charging for parking or for children, it really helps more communities get to the fair, and we really want to keep it that way going forward as well.
Okay, wow, thank you. I can't wait to go.
We had, Fred, we had a hand up in the room before yours, and then we'll come over to Fred. Emily, I think. So.
I just wanted to ask, what you would like to bring. like to the fairgrounds, like as far as events? And when will the work tour be coming back?
Well, I don't think the Warp Tour will be coming back. I'm sorry. I will say that because I have a horse show background and a background in farming, I really do want to support organizations like 4-H and FFA. So we'll definitely keep having horse shows and agricultural events on the fairgrounds. But, you know, Paradise City is still continuing after 30 something years on the fairgrounds. They'll continue with us. All Sport will continue to stay with us. And I'm really interested in adding some other community type events. You know, once I have a full year under my belt and can, you know, have a little time to try new things, you know, maybe a food truck festival or a barbecue competition, just more community type events, because I think it is really special. We have a fairground so close to the downtown. It's, you know, not typically that type of setup in other areas of the country. So I think, you know, it's really a unique situation we have, and I would love to, you know, add more to the community by offering more types of events on the fairgrounds as well.
Great.
We'll go to Fred and then back here in the room and then over to you, Bob, if that's all right.
Yeah, yes, I do have a question. And in the old days, when the fair was going on with horse racing, there were always opportunities for temporary jobs. Is that still true with the fair today? And if so, how would you apply for a temporary position during the fair?
Excellent question. We absolutely hire temporary jobs for the weekend. So our fair runs Labor Day weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We definitely have a need for temporary employees. Right now, we don't have anything up on our website, but I would say by June, we'll have postings for temporary positions, and potentially even a job fair, where anyone interested could come and, you know, we'll fill out paperwork and get you situated for a weekend job. And same is, thank you. And same is true with volunteer positions as well. There might be community members. I know a lot of high school students have volunteer hours that they need to fulfill. The fairgrounds is absolutely capable of helping fulfill those volunteer hours as well.
Thanks. Two questions in the room and then Bob, either or, one of you, Kathy or Angela.
Mine's more of a suggestion, just because I have a lot of friends down in the Springfield area, and they have the ability to go to the symphony or different things within their communities with an EBT card as free admittance to those things. It's the cultural center that allows them to come if they have if they're disfortunate and don't have the funds to be able to go. So that could be something that would be an opportunity for you, to allow people that show their EBT card, their SNAP card, free admittance or something of that nature to make it easier on you as well. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Can I second that right quickly? I know that the Holyoke, what is it, City Museum, they have the same policy. So it's not just in Springfield, but that's usually what people do. And people are also very proud too. They don't want to go. If you say, oh, fill out this a scholarship form, I'll do it. But most people will be like, oh, forget it. I'm not meant to go. So those are just some food for thought.
That's a great idea, actually. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and as we get closer to the fair, just you know, if you're looking for any updates, I'll be sure to add it to the website, you know, as I work out some of these processes.
Thanks.
Yeah, I just also wanted some of your rentals, at least years ago, like Hot Food, Hot Jazz, and the Brewers Festival. I mean, went on for years, and because I was coordinating volunteers for both of those, I mean, there's a lot of opportunities for people to volunteer and get in for free. So that's a different thing. So
Yeah.
Great, thanks. Bob, thanks.
I just want to remind people that when we look for places to have our annual meeting, as we do every year. About 20 years ago, we had our annual meeting in the beer hall at the fair.
Yep.
We had huge turnout, like 50 or 75 people. Was as good a turnout for an annual meeting as we ever had, and that was in large part thanks to the fair.
And that name,
Beer hall?
Beer Hall.
What's there?
So thank you.
Bob, what their beer is the question in the room.
IPAs.
Is that an answer?
I think it's a joke. I don't think it was.
Jim?
No Nick beer.
Yeah, I have, real quick ones here. I'd love to see the Blues Fest come back,
Okay.
right? I would say never again for extravaganza.
It was fine at the Franklin County Fairgrounds anyways.
That's right. And also, this is something of actually former counselor David Murphy talked about this. The fairgrounds for the Morgan Horse Show, they used to do a parade. That part of what they would do is that, because they all, when they do their stuff, they're all in costume. They all get all dressed up and stuff. And they have all of these beautiful carts and, attire. And they used to do like a little parade through through the neighborhoods and then downtown and back to the fairgrounds. I'm just throwing it out there that maybe, not this year, but maybe next year, that could be some sort of community event.
Second,
I love that.
For the Morgan Horse Show.
Yeah, I mean, I can ask. Doesn't hurt to ask, right?
Right.
I think that would be great. I think the fair used to have a parade as well, on the opening day of the fair.
Was that in September? I will.
We have two last questions in the room and then we'll let you go.
Okay.
Jada?
Jim reminded me of something. I think now at the fairground, I'm hoping next year sometime, we start a Juneteenth parade, at least in the South where I'm from. We have that because it's a very important day. And now it's a federal day. But it would be nice if we did something like that and went to the fairgrounds too. And also a celebration, maybe exhibition or something like that, because it is important. So that's food for thought. Think about it. We'll do it next time.
Thank you.
And
Lori's got it.
Taylor, last one to throw out. By the way, I'm
Lori.
Ronnie. We're the ones who were emailing. Good to see you officially.
Lori has one question.
Oh,
I'm
wait,
sorry.
one more.
I was, what it was, I was gonna say the Franklin County Fair does its parade for opening day of the fair, and I forgot that the Three County Fair used to do it. That would be a great thing to bring back.
Yeah, it's been on my mind and I've discussed it with a few people. So it's definitely something on my mind. I don't know if we could make it happen this year. But yeah, I think it would just be great to bring those kinds of traditions back. And, that's really what a community is. It's being excited for the same things,
And Taylor, real quick, then I guess a couple more hands if you have time. Bridge Street School is right there next to the fair. And interestingly enough, later on today in our meeting, we're going to be talking about walking field trips and things like just curious, there's a new administration coming into the school, new principal for September, where he starts July. But that's just something to think about if you ever want to. I'm on the school council there as well. If you ever wanted to, connect with them, even, during the day, class of kids can come over maybe and, just even watch from the bleachers or something, the setup of the fair or when the horse show, there's someone who can give them a 5-minute talk about what the horses are. I don't know. It's a way to connect
Love it.
that school directly to what's happening there.
Yeah, actually, we have a farm museum at the fairgrounds. It's typically only open during the fair, but it's a lot about the Connecticut Valley, Connecticut River Valley and farming, through the past 2 centuries, which would be really interesting to have schools come, actually see it, because I think when families come to the fair, they're going for the rides and the food and the demos, and it's kind of back in the corner of the fair. And I don't think a lot of the community actually gets to see it. We have old tractors in there and just really cool stuff. So I would love to open that up to field trips to elementary schools in the school district if possible.
So yeah, I'm happy to connect with, and that's actually one of my family's favorite parts, was that part with the tobacco, and it shows you the machines.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that part of the fair, but all right.
I'm glad you're here. Was my-
Bob and then Jim wrap us up, or hopefully.
Oh, and mine's real quick. Taylor, do you know who Andrea Munson is with the DNA?
Yeah, I actually just got connected with her.
Yeah, that's what she's doing. She's very good networker. You should talk to her. That she will talk about ways to connect the fairgrounds with downtown, like the parade idea. She's looking for ways to connect the community and downtown businesses.
Yeah, that's actually who I've been speaking to about the parade. So that's a coincidence there. Yeah.
Oh, she's always one step ahead of me. It's great.
Bob,
Thank
what do you got for us?
I think most people don't know how old the fair is. Over 200 years, purportedly the oldest continuously operating agricultural exposition in America. So
Yes.
I really applaud that history. And if anything that we can do for you as the director of the fair, please let us know.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, just, as we begin planning for the fair, I'm happy to send out emails with, instructions on how to get more involved with the fair, whether through staffing opportunities, volunteer opportunities, like I said, getting involved with the exhibitions if you're a crafter or a farmer. Sorry.
Awesome.
Well, we just want to be helpful, and thank you so much. So let's give her a hand.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
Moving right along.
well, we appreciate you joining us. Yeah, and you can click off. Feel free to stay if you want,
Stay and hang out.
or stay and hang out, whatever you would like to do.
We don't mind.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Oh, I heard an animal. Okay, so next up is our great Fred. He has the
Yay.
MCC report update.
Okay, how do I share the screen, please?
In the bottom of your screen, do you have an up arrow?
Hang on a minute.
Let me see, video general.
No,
All right, give me a second.
It's an
Host
arrow in a
controls.
box.
Let contributors share their screen.
Yeah.
Yep, you should have. Do you have a little box with an up arrow, Fred?
Is that by
Where?
by the,
Below, are you on a laptop?
no, I'm on a desktop.
Or do you see the red hang up button?
Yes,
And then do you see 3 dots and then a hand?
yes.
And then do you see a little rectangle? With
Oh, that thing?
Yep,
Arrow in the box.
yep.
Well,
Click on that, and then it'll show you like a list of things that you can share, either your entire screen, your window, or a tab.
Let's see if this works.
do it.
You are
There you go.
presenting, so now we're seeing your laptop in the meeting. If you put anything up, what is it that if you have something you want to,
Yeah,
You want to hide?
can you see that?
no, I think you share just the tab.
today I had problems doing a PowerPoint on a,
Well, you're giving, yeah, here, Fred, try it one more time. Press that up arrow.
Yeah,
You see the word entire screen at the top?
yes.
Click
Select
that.
that.
And then you see there's another box that says the word entire screen.
Yeah,
Click that and then click share on the bottom.
Every one of them
are
is different.
different.
Awesome. And now minimize that window of our meeting. Put whatever you want on your screen. So whatever you want us to see, open that up. So like right now, we
Okay,
see
hang
your
on,
desk.
I'm trying to get there.
Cool. You're getting there. And Word document. Yep. You did it.
Can you
There you
see?
go. Yes, we can. Nice job.
Okay, so let me tell you what you're looking at. Meadow City Conservation Coalition owns a number of parcels that belong to the city. One of the parcels is called the Riverway parcel, and it's located off of Damon Road. And one of the responsibilities we have as part of Ward 3 Meadow City Conservation Coalition is to inspect the properties. So last month in April, we had a team of people to go down to the property, which is at the near Damon Road and the Connecticut River. And they took some pictures and they inspected the parcel. The Riverway Conservation Area is located off Damon Road, and it's next to the Northampton Community Rowing Boat Launch. And it's ID parcel 184401 and is about 5 acres in size. The first picture that you see there is looking at the bend of the Connecticut River looking north. The second picture is
And Fred, do you see on the bottom right of your screen where it shows the 90% of the, like there's that blue bar all the way on the
Yeah.
right? Can you press the plus sign next to it? Yeah, zoom it in just so we can see it a little bit better. There you go. Keep going a little more.
Okay, so
Perfect.
this is at the parcel looking across the Connecticut River to Hadley. And that's the road there in Hadley is the Honey Pot Road.
Yeah.
Here's a portion of the parcel, and it's a trail that's marked off by logs. And you can see some of our members examining the parcel and looking for any sort of trash or any sort of disturbances to the land. The inspection that we performed showed that the land was in good condition, and the report will be sent to the Meadow City Conservation Coalition Board for approval, and then it will go to the Planning and Sustainability Department of Northampton for their records. So are there any questions?
How was it?
It was very good. I wasn't there, but everybody that was there told me it was very good. The property's in good condition. And they're filing a report with the city. They'll be filing a report with the city.
Okay, thank you.
Kathy and then Stacy have questions.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to take a walk
Yeah.
down the trail.
Yeah.
Where, I mean, you said by the boat launch? Where is it marked? Where, how to get on the trail?
I don't know if the trail extends out towards the boat launch, but if you go to the boat launch, the property is actually to the left of the boat launch as you're facing the river, and it's up on a hill. And
Oh.
basically, because it's up on a hill, it gives a very nice view of the Connecticut River.
Sweet.
Is it marked at all?
Is it, Fred, is it marked? Is the
No, it's
question?
not. It's not marked. It's open area. If you do go to the boat launch, there is a plaque that has a description of the area. The area is very famous because it did have in the old days a brickyard, and the New Haven Northampton Canal that ran from New Haven to Northampton in the 19th century. It emptied out in the Connecticut River right where the boat launch is.
Oh,
And before that time, the bend in the river was a very popular place for Indians to hunt and Indians to fish. And just before the King Philip's War, there were native Indians that were building a fort and a community in this area. I don't know exactly where, but it was near the bend of the river. They were building a fort and they started to build a community, and it was interrupted by the King Philip's War. So the area has historical presence. It's not just a chunk of land. So it's interesting from that point of view.
I'm sorry, can you put the history on the Ward 3 website so people can be privy to it?
the website does have some history of the parcels. I don't know exactly what it has for this parcel, but over the next couple months, we're going to be reviewing the website, and everything on the website will be updated. And the parcel I know is included on the website, so if it's not described carefully now, it will be in the future.
And I think our website we'd be happy to host a link to your website as well.
Yeah, by all means, no problem.
We have a question.
I just think it would be so neat to have somebody like Lori Sanders have a tour for some of us to go down there in terms of finding it and stuff like
Well, I
that.
mean, you know, the property isn't, I'm not sure I mean, you could walk around and, you know, I'm not sure how many people it would draw. The other thing too, you might want to know is Lori Sanders has investigated and described all the conservation properties in Northampton. So if you go to the Northampton website, or if you talk to somebody like Sarah LaValle in planning and sustainability, she can point you to documents where Lori Sanders has investigated, described all the conservation land that the city of Northampton has. And I'm sure this little parcel is also described there. I mean, it has shagbark trees. It's got some native flowers that are very interesting. So that would all be in the description that provided by Lori Sanders. If you want to go to planning and sustainability and ask them for the documentation.
Okay, thank you, Fred.
One more.
Thanks.
Stacy?
We have one more from
Just,
Stacy.
how often does this property get inspected?
Well, it's roughly every couple or 3 years, somebody runs out and looks at it. Usually it's more than that. I mean, it's a question of whether you do it officially or not.
Okay.
And last one, is it a silly question? This is public land that anyone can go and walk on if they want?
Well, it's city conservation land, so it's limited by, you know, what the city requirements are on conservation land. You can't be over there at night. You can't camp on it. You can't leave trash on the area. You know, and those are the regulations they have on conservation land. I think you could probably, I forget now whether Northampton has a restriction on hunting for conservation land. I think the answer is no, they don't have a restriction on hunting on conservation land. The thing with this piece of property is that it's near housing. So you're not going to go there looking for deer or game.
All right, okay. Well, we're gonna be moving right along. And
Thanks.
Fred, this was absolutely wonderful.
Great stuff, Fred. And
Thank you.
Fred, do you see the button that says stop sharing in the middle of your screen there?
I'll press it if you want me to.
Yep, there you go.
Fred, I'll technical savvy and stuff. All right, guys, moving right along. At this point, it was the Salvo House LTO, and David Michael Edwards isn't here yet. We do have someone who'd like to give a presentation. Can you get the pictures up?
Yep.
And I'll leave it to Alex Silkwolf, a resident here who he'll explain.
So I was placed in charge of the Sabo House cleanup, and I just was amazed to see all the volunteers that showed up. I'd like to give a special thank you to Ace Halo for his organizational skills in getting this project underway. He was instrumental in getting supplies, sending out posts to our local community, and asking for donations to our cause. During our cleanup, Ace rolled up with their sleeves, carried heavy loads of discarded trash to the dumpster. I also would like to thank Nathan Chung from South Street Google Group for his generous donations of supplies, such as these litter grabbers, which were really valuable and helpful, especially picking up sharps and
Cigarette butts.
Cigarette butts. They work really well. For the snack bars, the gloves, the trash bags, and 5-gallon buckets to help assist in disposing of the trash safely. Those litter grabbers were really invaluable in picking the litter up. I also want to thank Jim Nash of Ward 3 in working with Jim during the annual Friends of Northampton Tales cleanup. I felt inspired by the action that Jim Nash and Bob Beckman provided. I desired to bring that energy to Savo House. I started picking up Northampton and Walter Savo letters for like 8 years ago. In earnest, I'm also in love with Northampton, and it has given me a lot. And I've always enjoyed seeing it clean because I've noticed people are nicer, people are calmer and better spirits when the area is clean. And I always hear compliments of how much more enjoyable the area is. So when I was invited to join the Northampton cleanup, I was elated to learn of other folks who cared about the city and its litter problem. I felt encouraged to do the same with Savo House. I want to thank Jillian Duclos, who's obviously not here, formerly of Downtown Northampton Association, who spent 2 hours with another wonderful volunteer, Kathy Service, in the front of Savo House building, picking up hundreds and hundreds of cigarette butts.
2 hours.
When one, yeah, that was a lot. When one of the volunteers suggested making this an annual thing, I became excited in hearing Julian's suggestion of why not make it a monthly thing? I couldn't agree more. Finally, I want to thank the Savo House residents who showed up and showed out. Thank you, everybody who showed up. I'm done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Guys, it was great. Some people also donated so we could have some coffee. And I also want to give a special shout out to Jeannie over there, our second floor resident. She helped as much as she could. She's like, I'm in pain now. So I said, well, just go at the coffee. So she was there. So, and I was taking a lot of pictures, but I did do some work, y'all. So it was really, really, really great. And again, I'd like to thank Mother Nature for holding keeping the rain at bay. And Alex, I think you did a fantastic job. Fantastic, and it was
great.
So I was just very pleased. Also, we have someone from the LTO who's here. That would be John Wida, who's also doing some wonderful things at Savo, including he's started 2 years to get this bingo that's for Northampton housing residents. Every Wednesday, come here, and it's a wonderful thing. So he is the secretary of the LTO. So he would like to say something?
Yes, under Mass Union Public Housing, 760 CMR Court of Massachusetts Regulations, 609, we are having a re-election. And we have, according to the law, state law, that we have to have a 30 days nomination period for president and vice president due to a petition by the Savo residents that the president and vice president lacked leadership. And I think it was about 20% of the people signed the petition. And according to the law, we have to have 30 days nomination. Anybody could be nominated that is a resident of Savo. And June 20th, we shall have representatives from Mass Union. Our district Mass Union manager from Belchertown will be here. 2 people from residents, which one of them's the chairman, which is our treasurer. She was told by Mass Union she could be the chairman. I can't be because I will be running for office. And that's about it. June 20th will be the big day.
It's the day
Thank
after.
you.
So don't forget that, people. All right.
Is there any support you need from Ward 3?
Right now, I don't think so. Well, I can't really answer that because I cannot be involved in the election process because I'm running for office. Only the chairman, which is Chris, she's a treasurer, but she's not running. She's keeping her position. She's elected chairman. I'm running for a position, so I can't be involved. Right.
We are happy to help in any way we can.
Well, much appreciated. Much appreciated.
It was Jim and then Kathy Service and then Angela.
Emily asked my
Oh,
question.
Emily, okay. Well,
Yeah, she's on the ball.
Yeah, one of the things that years ago, and I don't remember how I did this with somebody up at one of the other housing developments, when the election was going on, because we were neutral, we actually were the people with the ballots and stuff like that, because
Right,
might be something going on.
Mass Union from, the
Okay.
Boston area.
They'll be
They
there.
they will be here. They
Okay,
take care of the
good.
ballot. Matter of fact,
Perfect, okay.
the ballot box right now is locked. They have the key. Yeah, it's, and between 11 and 12, the ballot box is put right behind you
Sweet.
at the
Okay,
table.
great.
Okay, they took the key, so, the chairman, which is here, cannot even open up the ballot box.
Fair enough.
She
Just
brings the
wanted to-
ballot box down every day and she takes it. She keeps it in a secure place.
I just want to echo on what Kathy said. Before that, you were with a tenant association. This is a local tenants organization
Okay,
that is part of the Mass Union
okay.
of Public Housing
Okay.
Tenants. So it's a little thing here. I personally wish we could do it like the voting thing for local offices, nomination papers. It's a little confusing, but
Okay.
I just
okay.
bring that at the next conference
Okay.
we'll have. I'll bring that up, but, okay, well, and
Angela,
Angela, you had a
yeah.
question?
No, I was just wanted clarification from John, about the bingo.
Yes.
Bingo is not for just anyone in the community.
No,
It's only
no.
for NHA residents, correct?
Okay, yes, you have two certificates from, the state commission, lottery commission. One is for senior citizens only, and one is for the public. If you pay for the public one, you're considered a corporation, which you have to have a separate bank account, a separate checking account. You can leave in the public, but you're talking about thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. We got a senior citizen certificate, which, they say, well, you have to do certain things. When the people come in, you have to take their name, their building number, their apartment number. It takes me about 2 hours after the bingo to do the paperwork. It's a pain in the butt, but there's no expiration date on it, but there's certain limitations on it.
Is there an age limit? You say it's
Age
for
limit
senior.
is, you have to be, 60 years old or older or handicapped.
Okay.
And everybody that lives in
45.
housing is handicapped in some way or 60 years and older.
Well, that's really great. I mean, I know I did say all of NHA properties, you could come here. And at one time, we did have this bingo that was at McDonald's house, and the person who was also a former board member, he passed away. And I just want to thank you for John for 2 years, all of this paperwork that I would have been like, let him play solitaire on the computer, but you stood with it. And it's actually quite popular, guys.
It takes me about 2 hours to do the paperwork after the.
How many
bingo.
people come?
Pardon?
How many people come?
We have an average right now of 16 people,
That's great. Good.
which is good. We're giving out, coveralls between $25 and $35 for the coverall. We're $5 per game. Our specials run between $10 to $20 depending. And we do have bonus games like certificates to Stop and Shop, Big Y.
That's fun.
Numbers like that.
One
How
other
many
people
One-
visit, you know?
One of the things that I wanted to say is that, John, I want to appreciate you doing something for the environment. Can you talk a little bit about the recycling things that you're doing?
Oh.
Yes, we are also, we are asking tenants or anybody, if you have soda bottle, empty soda bottle, you don't know what to do with them, give them to us. We take them, we turn them into cash. It goes right back to the bingo people.
Can we bring beer?
And it includes beer, anything that's refundable, beer cans, soda cans, whatever is refundable. Whatever
Is
we
there
can
a
get
spot
money.
to put it?
Pardon?
Is there like a place to put?
Yeah, every Wednesday we have barrels right here. You could get them, you could put them in front of my apartment if you want.
What's your
Like
apartment number?
420.
And give him his social security too. No.
But,
I'll
we,
tell
we
you.
take, we take all this, turn it into money, which it takes a lot of bottles to get.
Yeah, that's a lot of time on your.
But, every week we are allowed by the state to take so much money. It's called a participation fund. We
Okay.
automatically take that and buy, gift certificates for it. In other words, we don't keep any money. All the money
John,
we
you're
get, we
also
give up.
bashful. John participated in a paid research, and I think the gift was Stop and Shop and Walmart. And John took it and put it into a bonus game for folks. I spent mine on a dress, but,
Well, you're a woman. What do you want?
Next thing on the agenda.
Let's move it on.
you women are, you pretty yourself up all the time.
I'm gonna tell you what. That's why you're ahead, John. There's a recording on a transcript that we'll blame.
No, we enjoy, we have, our doors open up at 5. We have people here at 4:30.
Wow.
They just want to come in and socialize. People I
Yes.
haven't seen
And bring snacks.
in a few years.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Come back
Like
and think.
social stuff, yeah.
Guys, we got a report from, the Ward 3, school committee.
I guess Emily and we dropped the ball and did not message each other about that, so we'll
Okay.
have to get one next month.
We'll do that next time, guys. We'll do that the next, we don't need to do a table for that. It's just not available. Okay, Ronnie has something pretty wonderful he'd like to talk to us about.
Yay,
Can you
Ronnie.
share that?
Sure. And it was, sort of previewed a little bit when we were talking with Taylor, there. I know we've been talking about after doing the work we did with starting the walking school bus and the sidewalk and then the, safe routes, and then we put the signs up, like what's the next project for the Ward 3 Neighborhood Association? And so I wanted to throw out there, this idea of kind of building on the walking school bus that we have is how can our neighborhood association help facilitate walking field trips for the schools, but maybe even for the community as well, like during the school day and maybe, at non-school times, or even the community can join during the school time. But really short, informative, enjoyable hour-and-a-half trips that are a walk away from the Bridge Street School. Sort of like we were talking with Taylor there, like that seems like a really quick and easy first one. Hadn't even thought of that they have the museum there. How can we connect the school and say, listen, every other Tuesday or first Wednesdays, pick some sort of interval of time where we say to the school, we will help the teacher and the kids get across to the fairgrounds and go and walk through and connect with Taylor. Or we could, the water treatment plant, possibly something like that, walking down there, connecting to historic Northampton. Maybe when they put up the Christmas lights, go and meet the DPW and say, how do you put up these lights even? It's such an exciting
Or
thing.
go to public art places around town.
Public art places. There's so many things that are a walk away from Bridge Street School. And so I think it just seems to, with my girls having gone through Bridge and the limited field trips and walking field trips that they took, I think it just takes someone connecting the dots.
The
between
post office.
There you go, getting them over to the post office. How does the mail go through? And so I think it just takes a organization or something to help facilitate it. And so I'm wondering if that's something we could do as a neighborhood association, with our, we can fundraise. And I was thinking, you see those big red wagons that some families walk to like things with, like we could rig up a couple of wagons with little, folding chairs, tiny chairs or something like that. First aid kits, some water bottles, just so the teacher and whoever the community is that's going on it, the facility, the materials they have with them. All they need is to know, show up on this day and, sign up for it. And, maybe we could start in the fall with one or two, if we can. Maybe doing, like, honestly, it's like the world's our oyster of who we would want. I was thinking partnering with Northampton Neighbors, partnering with VINS. There's people who can get very quickly trained on how do you take a group over to this trip. And, we start small, I think, and just say, hey, whether it's the post office or the fairgrounds or historic Northampton, let's just start with one or two of them and see how that goes. And then I feel like we could really build on this, and it could be a connection, not just for the neighborhood association, but other city departments and schools and community. So
What a great
that's like
plan.
sort of the, a proposal on that. Wanted to put it out there, and I see a hand from Fred.
I just say that, what I will do is I'll talk to, MCC about what they might be able to do for a field trip. I'll let you know.
That's all. Thanks, Fred. And I was thinking, I don't know, Fred, if, like in the maple sugaring season, maybe, I don't know if they got maple trees out there, or tell the difference between the trees. And there's so many things, there's pretty much anything out there, we can make those connections, too. So thanks, Fred. That's awesome of you.
Yeah, that's great.
Alex says that hand, was there a hand? you said?
Alex.
Just talking about it, being about the Sabo House.
Really?
nice.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take your.
Nice.
We're all together.
Okay.
I think it's great.
Age limit at Bridge School, highest?
Fifth graders. Yeah, so they're about 11 years old. And we were thinking, so back during COVID, when we had to work outdoors, we kind of did a small version of this. Reached out to one of the farmers along the Sheldon Field area, and he set up a time when he was going to plow the fields, and a kindergarten class went over and sat for like an hour and a half and just watched, and he, he spoke, he spoke a little bit to him, told him what he was doing, what happens to the corn. I think it was feed corn. I forgot what was going on with it, but let the kids know you're playing on this field all year, and now you know what's happening with the corn around you and how it all gets cut down and everything. So building on those things, I think, in terms of the ask for us, it would sort of be like, how do we build it up, right? How do we fund the wagons if we want, the connections with the school, trying to figure out more of the logistics of the framework. And then just some volunteers who are Corey checked that can say, hey, listen, every other Wednesday, I'll, sort of like we do with the walking school bus. Every day there's someone walking to the lumberyard, whether their kids there or not. We walk out there at 9:30 in front of Bridge Street School. We know which class is signed up already, and look, there they go.
So is this kindergarten through fifth?
I think it should be available to them. Maybe if we want to start easier with, third, fourth, fifth, but honestly, like as an elementary school teacher, believe it, kindergarten, first, second's more manageable on field trips because they listen and go into rows where third, fourth, and fifth tend to explore and go crazy, so initially, they're a little bit more well-behaved. Or sorry. What's that?
It makes sense.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of it.
Yeah, but
As they get older,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Kindergartens, you make them hold hands. they hold
exactly,
hands.
yeah. It's more of a street, but we have, the Bridge Street School has all these bikes, and whether it's a Howard Moore who's a biking machine or whatever, but take the kids for a bike trip into the meadows. They just need, we need to, what needs, from my experience with Bridge Street and this council, is there needs to be a connection between the community and the school. Like the teachers don't have the capacity and the time, mentally, just their timeline to reach out to all these organizations and say, we want to bring kids. So I feel like that's where our association can be the facilitator of that. And
Okay,
you wanted
guys.
to take that on, Connie? That would.
I would like to start if the board is okay with starting that process, like I'd love to say, hey, listen, this is something our association wants to do. Can we, next time I go to school council, mention it, maybe invite some teachers to our next meeting to hear what they might want.
Wow.
It's an excellent idea, Ronnie.
All right. Do we need a vote on it or, Fred has a hand.
Oh, let me take it down. I had my question, sorry.
Do we need a vote on this if to continue pursuing it or just Jim?
I would make a motion that the Ward 3 Association resolves to explore this idea of walking field trips for Bridge Street School and other members of the community.
Second,
All right.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good job.
That too.
Any opposed?
Let me know what.
Abstentions?
Thanks.
Guys, unanimous. Wow. Guys, I do want to just on the agenda, and we got 2 minutes, guys. And one thing is we'd had questions for the mayor, which was last time when we didn't meet with the mayor. I went out of the state. So, but I'm wondering right now if we can talk about the future meeting because somebody had asked a question about the location and we were going to. So can we switch that right quick? Because that seems like more of a quicker.
That's,
Yeah.
Chris.
So, yeah, guys, if we don't mind, one of the residents said, look, why don't they, they're not leaving us pretty much, and they're not going somewhere else because we got plenty of space and all that good stuff. And I said, well, we'll bring it up. We thought about maybe 3 times here, and then we thought other times, but yeah. And that we have the equipment, we have the equipment, and I don't mind. I get up and I clean every desk that we have. Every table. And, but you can buy some supplies with that too, so I can have my own. But anyway, other than that, it's pretty easily. So if we want to discuss this now, we want to vote on this now, we want to talk it over with other people, what do you suggest? I'm open.
I would offer at least, maybe through, next couple, say, I don't know, it seems a little bit time consuming to find a new location. I know we used to meet at Bridge Street
That's Bridge
School.
Street School.
You know, I'll say this, Bridge Street School, the elementary school chairs are not as comfortable as these.
Oh, yeah, that's
After
right. I
recently
forgot
attending a
about
meeting
that.
there.
The library. That's
But
very-
I think it's also, there's benefit in the neighborhood association being in other locations too. So, but maybe just for the time's sake, I mean, next two meetings, you know, or one or two, we could definitely, I appreciate Salvo House hosting us.
Yeah, Savo, we've got some residents here. How y'all feel about that?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. You like this?
You get the TV,
Yeah, this is great.
so all the people that are there are technically here.
Well, I like that.
How many meetings do we have over the summer?
Oh, yeah, summertime.
Usually, we don't have a meeting in
July.
July or August. In fact, there's been times where we haven't met in July and August. And that, we want to think forward to the annual meeting, and we want to think forward to some sort of candidates forum or event, because we're getting in position to do something like that. But in fact, why don't we do this? I propose that we have a schedule, which is that we will meet in June, and we will meet here, and that we will meet here in September. But in the meantime, we also want to explore on how to get back to Bridge Street School for some of our meetings.
Okay.
And I like the idea of us moving around to different places in the community. I think it's really important to have that connection with Bridge.
I
But
like it.
But to simplify what I'm saying is no summer meeting. We may have some committees planning stuff. But the June meeting here and the September meeting here, because then we know what we're doing.
Do we have hybrid capabilities at Bridge Street?
Yes, maybe not as sweet as this, but yes.
Okay.
There is a version, but just, this is amazing. So.
So the other thing is the tri-state or the
Tri-County Fair.
Tri-County Fair
Yeah.
is what, Labor Day weekend?
Yeah.
So are we going to try to get together before that to make sure that if anybody needs to volunteer or help in any way?
But we're gonna meet in June.
Yeah, but we're not
We can
gonna meet
discuss
again
In
until
August.
September, so that would be after the,
Well, I'll put that on the agenda for
Then
that.
we could call a meeting in July if we like.
August.
Well, maybe better in
Yeah.
August, not July.
I
Yeah.
don't care.
I think we could ask Taylor to come too, and
August.
Yeah. just
Why Maybe our next meeting in June, rather than having a guest speaker, unless we already have somebody for guest speaking, we have the candidate maybe coming, but maybe we need to figure out our candidate meeting, the August thing, like, rather than visitors, maybe Ward 3 business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sort of
I
like schedule in
We'll
meetings.
meet in June and then make a plan for the rest of the year and our candidate events, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
And do we
That'd be-
develop subcommittees for those candidate events and
Yeah, we'll
Well,
have.
in
to-
planning for the?
Are we gonna do all that in June too?
Yeah.
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 That's a lot of
Yeah,
work.
that is a lot of work.
And we'll have an update on the walking field trips too, maybe.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Well, also just, I was trying to plan really a Juneteenth event, maybe here at Savo. I'm trying to get the paperwork to do something here for Juneteenth. So, and I'll keep people, aware of that. So guys, this feels like, the questions with the mayor, unless the ones that we had before, if there's something that's pressing, because it is time, the time is over, and I know some people have to go, so I do understand that. So, I don't want to not bring this up, but I think that we had enough stuff from before gathering from people, remember, that we could bring that up. We did meet with her in, April, but we are planning in May. And then we'll just continue questions when we meet her, because I think that, I think we've kind of covered.
I'll reach out to the mayor's office and see if she has some time available.
Could you?
I know that right now with the budget, they're kind of crazy, but,
Yeah.
but they like meeting with us.
I know.
Like you are.
All right.
Well, if that's the case, it is 8:34. We started about 5 minutes late, so yes.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, guys, good
We all
work.
think we could do second Tuesday in June.
Thank you
All
all.
right, see you in
Bye-bye.
June. Thank you for that. It was really great.
I need a question.